What's going on, guys? It's your boy Haiguh, and today I got 10 tips to help you play better on Fortnite on console. More specifically, PlayStation. I don't think that many people are playing on Xbox, and some of these might work for PC, but I play on console, so this is basically derived from my gameplay and what I've learned about the game so far. Also, just a little bit of a disclaimer. When I give you tips or when you see tip videos on YouTube, just know that you can't just do those things that the people tell you to do. You need to practice them. Now, a lot of people say do this, do this, do this, and you just gotta practice. If you feel like you're bad at this game, or if you feel like you could be better, it's just practice, give it time. The main difference between the pro players and the people who aren't as good is mainly playtime. Now, some people are just naturally good. There's a lot of things that come into play, but playtime is a huge aspect of it. A lot of the best players have been playing this game since the beta, so it's okay. Give yourself time. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the 10 tips that I have for you today. Now, the first tip I have for you guys today is to practice building. You can do this a few ways. One, you can go ahead and go straight to like Wailing Woods or Moisty Mire, a place where you can get a lot of materials and just build. If you're new to the game, or very new, realize what your options are. Know what you're working with, know what your stairs are looking like, what your walls, your platforms. Learn how to put those down. Make sure those things are quick to click because you don't want to mess up when you're in an actual battle. And force yourself into kind of high octane situations. Put yourself under pressure and try and build against people. Like I said, if you die, it doesn't matter. Not everyone wins 100% of their games. Practice. So this leads into the second tip. This is only for console. Practice on Builder Pro. If you didn't know, as of recent, Epic added a new controller set. I did a video on it. I'll link that down in the description. It's called Builder Pro, and basically what it does is it gives people on console a little bit of a edge when it comes to building. Normally on console, by the default settings, I believe, and Combat Pro, which most people are on, you have to press circle or B to enter build mode, and then you have to cycle through whatever you want to build. So you'll put a wall down, then you have to cycle over twice to the stairs before you put the stairs down. What Builder Pro does is it just has one button assigned to each thing that you're building. So R2, for example, or the back right trigger is walls, the front right trigger is platforms, left back trigger is stairwell or ramp, and the left front trigger is the pyramids. If that doesn't make sense, just look at the video and just know that this will speed up your building 100%. If you're new to the game, I recommend just starting off on those settings and getting used to that, because that'll give you a nice edge on a lot of the population of Fortnite. The third tip I have for you guys today is to practice combat. Now, you can be thinking, how do I practice combat? You just kind of gotta wait till you run into people. Maybe you're someone who doesn't like pushing some of the high octane places, but you practice combat by going to high population points of interest. Retail Row, sometimes Greasy Grove, Tilted Towers, the new Dusty Divot. These are all places that have a ton of people right off the bat, and if you're not used to that, go into solo squads. Put even more pressure on yourself. Don't go for a win, just go for kills. Get better with combat. This helps you build as well when you get into crazy situations. It'll help you with your accuracy over time, and then that way when you're playing with your friends and you're playing seriously, this also helps you perform better under pressure and be slightly better than the next person. Tip number 4 I have today is to find your sensitivity. Now, looking for sensitivity is kind of rough. I don't know if they fixed it, but for me, at least on the PlayStation, I can't even pick the sensitivity that I want. There's a glitch where it only allows you to pick your halves of the sensitivity. So 5.5 or 5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5. If you go to 7, it'll go back to 7.5. I don't know if they fixed that. Hopefully they will. But find what you can and what you feel is best to your liking. So for me personally, I used to play on a 7.5 for a little while. For my building, that was amazing. I used to build super fast and never lose build battles, but my accuracy was lacking a little bit. So you have a spectrum. Higher sensitivity for faster building, lower sensitivity for better accuracy. Find something in the middle. I think a 6.5 or a 7 is really good. 6.5 is a little slow for me, but I can't play on a 7, so I've been playing on that. But if you can play on a 7, I would try a 7. But if you're playing on a 4 or a 5, don't just shoot up to 7. Go gradually. It's the same thing with like Call of Duty. You have to move up little by little. Don't just boom shoot up to the next sensitivity, because then it's gonna mess you up. You're gonna be all disoriented and you're not gonna hit anything, and your building's gonna be all whacked out. Tip number 5 I have is think like your opponents. If you're in a situation and they're far away from you and they're on a hill and they have position, you gotta think about all these things that can happen. You gotta think about what's in their arsenal, What are they shooting at you? What are they thinking? And even though this is a third-person game, you can trick a lot of people out when it comes to getting out of certain situations. There's a lot of times where I've been able to maneuver my way out of a situation, and then the person still thinks that I'm at my base, and then you can get a nice flank on them. It's kind of hard to give a direct example, but just based on the situation, remember to think. Don't lose your cool. Don't get too crazy. Just keep calm. That's the best way to do good under pressure. When you start panicking, it's just all bad for everybody. We don't want that. Tip number 6 is kind of a funny one, and it's, you know, it could work, but it also could be your downfall. Judge your enemies by their skin. You hear streamers say it all the time. Oh, this guy's a no skin, or if this person has a default skin, odds are they are probably less better than you or a lot worse than the average person. Those are the people that are just starting the game. So if you've been playing this game for like 2 months and you see someone with a no skin, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I got the upper hand on them. But then at the same time, if you see someone who's like a John Wick, or with the new Omega skin, or with the Black Knight from season 2, either one, they purchased their way up to it, and if they're spending that much money, you know they're serious about this game, or 2, they worked their way up to it, in which case they've been playing this game for a long time, so you know they're not going to be your average noob. Judging someone based on their skin can really help assess certain situations. If you see a team full of John Wicks and you're by yourself, your team's behind you, you should retreat, wait for your team, go at it together, don't do anything crazy, just judge them. That's pretty much it. So tip number 7 I have for you guys today is learn the weapons in the game. Learn the grenades and explosive weapons, learn the submachine guns, learn the pistols, learn the snipers, the LMGs, the assault rifles, the shotguns. Learn all of it, learn how they work, use them. Even if it's only 1 to 2 to 3 times, get used to the weapon. That way, if you ever get into a situation and someone is using that weapon against you, you can assess the situation better and know what your next move will be. For example, if I'm fighting someone across mountains and I see that they're just shooting at me with an AR, I know, okay, they're pretty far, they don't have a good shot on me, their accuracy has been a little off, now I can move and I don't have to worry about getting shot too many times. However, if they have a sniper, you can also know, okay, it's going to be harder for them to hit me, but if they hit me, I got to be real careful. If someone's shooting at you with an LMG, you're like, oh, this is going crazy, but they don't really know where I'm at. They're just kind of unloading, start building. You can get over them. There's a bunch of different ways to assess the situation based on whatever gun your opponent is using. So learn every gun so you know what's going on when it actually is going on. Tip number 8 I have for you guys is to be aware of your surroundings at all times. Whether you think you're in a very calm area, maybe you pushed anarchy, you don't think anyone pushed with you, you still must be aware of your surroundings. You don't know how many times when I first started this game, or when I've seen my friends do it, they'll focus all their attention on a team in front of them. Maybe you're in the middle of a fight one-on-one. Just because you're in a fight one-on-one does not mean other people cannot hop in. It happens to me all the time where I'll be sitting there fighting someone and then boom, I'll start getting shot from a different angle. You need to be aware of people sneaking up on you. You need to be aware of teams that are nearby. You need to be aware of a lot of things, so make sure you stay on alert. And another note, if you can see your enemy, remember that they can see you too. If you have a good line of sight on them, then that means they have a good line of sight on you. Remember these things. Don't get yourself killed. Coming towards the end, tip number 9 I have for you guys is don't be lazy in this game. If you see that someone's building up and things are going crazy, exert yourself to the maximum of your ability. Don't worry about not wasting materials, because I'd rather go into a battle with 500 of every material, come out with 0 alive, than die. You know what I'm saying? And if you're healing up, you know, you just finished a battle, you drank a shield pod, or you're healing up with a med kit or a chug jug, build around you, build a square, build a 1x1 little fort, put a roof over your head, make sure you're secure, because you don't understand how many times I've done it and seen people get killed while they're drinking a chug jug or a shield pot, because they're just sitting out in the open. Like, you know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So make sure you secure yourself. Don't get lazy in this game. The last tip for you guys, which is something I didn't do at first, but once I saw other people do it, I was like, oh yeah, I should probably do that. Organize your inventory. If you press up on the D-pad, it brings up the menu showing you how much ammo you have, how much materials you have, what equipment you have, and it shows you the weapons that you have as well. You can organize those if you didn't know. I personally keep AR, shotgun, usually another shotgun, or possibly 2 sets of medicals, and then like an RPG if I have that, or a sniper in my last slot. It really doesn't matter what you do to set it up, just make sure it's something that you know. You know, whether you want to have shotguns first, ARs after that, or a submachine gun first, whatever you want, just make sure you understand it. because a lot of times, especially for me when I push tilted a lot, I'll go open a chest and I just pick up everything real quick. I'll pick up grenades, minis, and then an AR, and then I pick up a shotgun and then a big pot, and then I'm sitting there and I hit someone with my shotgun and I want to switch to my AR. If my thing's not organized, I'm going to switch to the shield pot and I'm going to start drinking it. I'm not going to have the AR out right away. It trips me up. Whenever you have a time, you know, don't get lazy with this. You can protect yourself, make sure you organize it to whatever you want, because that'll help you get things done and get kills. And also, it's always nice to be organized, right? So those are the 10 tips I have for you guys, but I also do have some extra stuff to note. I have some optional investments for things that you could buy that don't go for too expensive, that can really help you up your game if you don't have these already. The first thing is headset or headphones. Most of the population plays this game with headphones or a headset, but if you don't, please invest in one. I have never played a game where sound is more important than Fortnite. You need to be able to hear what's going on around you. You need to be able to hear if someone's above you, if someone's near you, below you, or whatever's going on, if someone's reviving, if someone's healing. You need to be able to hear all these things. If you play this game without sound, you are at a huge disadvantage. For my PlayStation 4 people who are looking to buy scuffs, scuffs are great. I have one, but I have friends who have discovered something that I did not know about, and apparently works pretty similar. If you look up the PS4 Strike Pack Dominator, it's something that you plug into your controller and it acts as the scuff paddles. It's not directly like the scuff paddles where they're screwed into the back of the controller, but you plug them in and you can assign them to buttons, and it's the same thing pretty much. You have paddles on the back which can help you when it comes to jumping, building, picking items up, and just help make your game a little bit faster. They only go for about 40 bucks, I believe, $30 to $40. The last thing I would invest in 100% for any game you play, but mainly Fortnite, because things could get crazy, is gamer grip. If you don't know what gamer grip is, it's like the opposite of lotion. Lotion moisturizes your hands, gamer grip dries them out. It doesn't actually like make you ashy or anything like that, but it just makes your hands super dry. Whenever I play this game, it's helpful to not have your hands sweating or all clammy and stuff like that. I think it goes for like 12 bucks or something. It's not very expensive. You can get it on like a scuff website or Amazon or anything like that. And if you're someone whose hands get sweaty a lot, then I would for sure 100% recommend getting gamer grip. But anyways, that's it for the tips that I have for you guys today. Hopefully some of this stuff has helped you out, and just remember that if you want to follow some of these tips, don't just expect to go into a game and have these all 100% done. You need to practice. That's what a lot of people fail to mention. Everything is based on practice. You can see 100,000 tips on how to get better on Fortnite, and you're still gonna need to practice. Nothing is going to make you good just by watching it. So if you enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated. We're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers. Being at 880 right now is already insane. So thank you guys so much for the recent love on the channel. I do really appreciate it. Comment down below if you have any follow-up questions, and I'll go ahead and reply to you down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't already for more Fortnite tips and content just like this, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you know exactly when I'm uploading these videos. Anyways, that's been it from your boy Haiguh. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.
Stop thinking about your mama pushing work in, old boy. You gonna put work in to be a punk ass bitch.